So we are here another year in futurizz, the big Spanish digital marketing event with Alex Merwin from SpotX. Hello Alex, how are you?
Hi Javier, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Also, what's about your job? Can you say me what you're doing at SpotX so we know?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
At SpotX I oversee our global demand team. That includes relationships with demand-side platforms or DSPs, and also with agencies, brands, ad networks, and anyone who buys inventory from publishers integrated to our ad server and SSP platform.
Okay, a lot of job for you, no? Programmatic video is gaining more and more importance in marketing all over the world. No? That's clear, we see it every part we go. What is the current state of programmatic video in Spain?
Sure. So in 2014, 11.5% of online video budgets in Spain were spent programmatically. And so I'm very excited about the programmatic video market in Spain. And it's very clear that buyers have seen the value that can be gleaned from placing their budgets through the programmatic channel, and they're shifting budgets accordingly. We expect, and this is through our partnership with IHS and a white paper study that we commissioned with them, that 46.5% of all online video expenditure in Spain will be spent programmatically by 2020. And so the drivers of that are buyers wanting to use enhanced levels of audience targeting to refine their buys beyond just contextual targets, increased levels of transparency, not only into the sites that are purchased, but the costs of the media associated with it, and enhanced levels of control mid-flight and the ability to effectively optimize without all the workflow and efficiency of traditional change orders that would be associated with an insertion order-based buy.
Looks good. 46% is a lot. What do SpotX created marketplaces exactly consist of? How can buyers and publishers benefit from this method?
And so private marketplaces are very onerous for traders to execute at scale across a very broad range of publishers. It takes too much time to take a traditionally bought and managed media plan and to move it to deal ID-based delivery. That's why we created curated marketplaces, which represent a bespoke buying environment for an agency, for a trading desk, or for a brand, which is aligned with the key objectives of their media investment. So an example might be a mobile video curated marketplace, a high viewability curated marketplace. It's the criteria that go to the agency at the original RFP process. And what we do is we work with publishers on our SSP to identify a range of suppliers that will create individual deal IDs, just as before with private marketplace procurement, and we'll combine that all together into a single purchasing point for the agency to access through their DSP. So curated marketplaces are grouped inventory to buyer desires that are purchased through one deal ID, but run on a broad range of publishers. It enables us to solve that workflow challenge that agencies had with private marketplaces in the past.
Sounds very good. Another major update is related to private marketplaces, not PMPs. Increased transparency and control for advertisers and publishers, the main strengths of PMPs. What do you think, Alex?
Of course. The reason why private marketplaces are growing is because 90% of media budgets today are going publisher direct. They're not going through open marketplaces. That doesn't really make sense when we think about what I was just discussing with you, about 11.5% of online video expenditure being spent in Spain programmatically, but yet only 10% of the total budget is through the open market. So where's that incremental volume going? Private marketplaces are the only way to deliver traditionally negotiated bulk orders of media on an upfront basis at a pre-negotiated rate, volume, and flight, but to execute that traditional buy programmatically.
Okay, and the last question I have for you, Alex. What does the future of programmatic video hold for buyers and publishers in the short term?
So I think that we're going to see TV evolve from this device in your living room to a definition of total video, regardless of where you consume it, the device you watch it on. And so programmatic video and the opportunity therein lies with shifting consumer behavior to viewing content wherever people want, on whichever device they want, at whatever time they want. And the only way to be able to effectively sell that joint media product to an agency across desktop, across mobile web, across mobile in-app is through programmatic and the technology is provided by it. Otherwise, it's too difficult to unify the media plan. So,
I hope you enjoy our futurizz fair, and thank you very much for these questions and for these answers. Okay?
Thank you, Javier.
Thank you.